My child, before you sleep tonight, I need you to stop scrolling and listen carefully. God says stop carrying battles I already won for you. There are people listening to this right now who are tired in a way words cannot fully explain. Not physically tired, not the kind of exhaustion that disappears after a long night of sleep, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually drained. You wake up every morning already carrying pressure about your future, pressure about money, pressure about relationships, pressure about becoming someone successful before time slips away. And even when nobody notices it, your mind feels like a battlefield that never becomes silent. You smile around people, you laugh when necessary, you answer messages, you continue your routine, but deep inside there is a storm raging in your soul at night. When the world becomes quiet, your thoughts become louder. You replay conversations, you replay failures, you replay regrets. You think about what could go wrong tomorrow. You think about the opportunities you missed yesterday. And slowly, your mind becomes trapped in a cycle of fear, overthinking, and emotional exhaustion. You keep trying to hold everything together. You keep trying to stay strong. You keep carrying responsibilities, burdens, and fears that are crushing your spirit. And without realizing it, you have become addicted to surviving instead of living. But hear this clearly today: God never intended for you to live under the weight of constant fear. He never designed your heart to carry battles that only He was meant to fight. Right now, God is looking directly at your exhausted soul and saying, "My child, stop carrying battles I already won for you." Some of you have been fighting invisible wars for years, wars nobody else can see, battles hidden behind fake smiles and forced conversations. People around you think you are okay because you became skilled at hiding your pain. But God sees everything. He sees the nights you cried silently. He sees the fear you never tell anyone about. He sees the pressure building inside your chest. He sees how exhausted you are from pretending to be strong all the time. And the enemy loves your exhaustion because exhausted people are easier to control. An exhausted mind becomes vulnerable to fear, doubt, insecurity, and hopelessness. The enemy wants you mentally drained because when your spirit is weak, you stop seeing clearly. You begin believing lies. You begin questioning your worth. You begin assuming God abandoned you. But the greatest lie the enemy ever told you is that you are alone in this, are not abandoned, you are not forgotten, and you are not fighting by yourself. The same God who parted the Red Sea still fights for His people. The same God who shut the mouths of lions still protects His children. The same God who raised dead things back to life still has power over every impossible situation you are facing. Your battle is not bigger than God. The fear consuming your thoughts is not stronger than His peace. The problem stealing your sleep is not greater than His authority. But somewhere along the journey, you started trusting your anxiety more than His promises. You began believing that worrying was protecting you. You began believing that overthinking could somehow prevent disaster. But worry does not protect you. It imprisons you. Fear drains your peace. Fear steals your joy. Fear clouds your mind. Fear convinces you that everything depends on your own strength. And now many of you are emotionally collapsing because you are trying to carry a weight your soul was never designed to hold. You are trying to control the future, trying to control people, trying to control outcomes, trying to force doors to open, trying to prevent pain before it happens. And the pressure is destroying your peace. Some of you cannot even enjoy the blessings you already have because your mind is too busy worrying about what could go wrong next. You are physically present, but emotionally absent, always tense, always anxious, always waiting for something bad to happen. But God is calling you into rest, not temporary rest, not fake peace, but deep, unshakable spiritual peace, the kind of peace that exists even while storms rage around you. Because true peace is not the absence of problems. True peace is knowing God is bigger than the problems. Think about the disciples during the storm. The waves were violent, the wind was terrifying, the boat felt unstable. And while everybody panicked, Jesus slept peacefully. Why? Because He understood something they did not. The storm was never greater than the one inside. Right now, your life may feel like that storm. Everything feels uncertain. Relationships feel unstable. Finances feel overwhelming. Your future feels unclear. And your mind keeps screaming, panic, panic. God's voice is whispering, peace. The enemy wants you reacting emotionally. To every storm, God wants you standing firmly in faith. Some of you have spent years trying to save yourselves, trying to heal yourselves, trying to fix everything through your own effort. But the harder you try, the more exhausted you become, because you were never meant to be your own savior. You cannot control every outcome. You cannot force every prayer to happen in your timing. You cannot carry every burden without eventually collapsing. That is why surrender matters. Surrender is not weakness. Surrender is trustful. Surrender says, God, I cannot carry this anymore, so I place it in your hands. And for many people that feels terrifying, because control has become your comfort zone. Even if the control is destroying, you keep checking every possibility, every danger, every outcome, as if constant worrying will somehow keep your life safe. But your anxiety is not your protector. God is. Some of you are carrying shame from your past mistakes that still haunt your thoughts. Moments you wish you could erase, decisions you deeply regret. You keep replaying them, punishing yourself repeatedly, wondering if God still loves you after everything. But listen carefully. Grace was always greater than your failures. The cross was never for perfect people. It was for broken people, tired people, lost people, people who needed mercy because they could not save themselves. And maybe right now you feel spiritually exhausted because have been trying to earn a love God already freely gave you. Think you must become perfect before God accepts you. But God loved you before you ever fixed yourself. He loved you in the middle of your weakness, in the middle of your confusion, in the middle of your failure. And even now, while you are struggling, He is still calling you His child. Some people listening right now feel abandoned because life did not unfold the way they expected. You prayed for healing, but the pain stayed. You prayed for breakthrough, but the door remained closed. You prayed for answers, but heaven felt silent. Now disappointment has slowly become bitterness, and deep down you wonder if God truly hears you anymore. But silence does not mean absence. Just because God feels quiet does not mean He stopped working. There are seasons where God works invisibly, seasons where transformation happens beneath the surface, seasons where He prepares you privately before revealing your next chapter publicly. A seed buried underground looks forgotten, but hidden beneath the dirt, growth is happening. And maybe right now your life feels buried. Dreams, buried hope, buried confidence, buried. But buried things are not always dead. Sometimes they are simply being prepared for resurrection. God knows exactly where you are. He knows the tears you cried alone. He knows the battles you never talk about. He knows the fears you hide from the world. And despite everything, you still survived. That was not luck, that was grace. There were moments you should have broken completely, moments you thought you could not continue, moments the darkness felt overwhelming, but somehow you kept going because God carried you even when you did not realize it. There are battles He protected you from without your knowledge, doors He closed to save you from destruction, people He removed because they could not follow you into your future. At the time it felt painful, but later you will understand the protection hidden inside the disappointment. Sometimes God's greatest blessings arrive disguised as painful endings. Because not every closed door is punishment. Some closed doors are rescue missions. Some of you are still grieving things God intentionally removed from your life, relationships that ended, opportunities that disappeared, dreams that collapsed. And while you saw rejection, God saw protection, because God can see what you cannot. He sees the future clearly. While you only see fragments, He knows who belongs in your destiny and who would destroy your peace. That is why you must stop trying to force what God is trying to remove. You are exhausting yourself trying to revive things heaven already released. And deep inside, you know it. Some relationships are draining your soul. Some environments are suffocating your growth. Some habits are quietly destroying your fear. Keeps convincing you to hold on. Fear says, what if nothing better comes? Fear says, what if you fail? Fear says, what if you lose everything? But faith says, if God is removing something, there must be something greater ahead. You cannot step into new seasons while dragging old chains behind you. Some of you are entering a season where God is teaching you dependence. Not dependence on money, not dependence on validation, not dependence on relationships, dependence on Him. Because when everything else becomes unstable, God's presence remains constant. People change, circumstances change, opportunities change, but God does not. And maybe that is why certain things had to fall apart, because you were building your security on temporary things instead of eternal truth. You thought the relationship would save you, you thought success would heal you, you thought money would finally give you peace. But external success cannot heal internal emptiness. Only God can restore a tired soul. And right now, there are people listening who feel emotionally numb. You no longer feel excitement. You no longer feel passion. You are simply surviving day by day. That is what prolonged anxiety does. It drains life from your spirit. But God is still able to restore what fear stole from you. He can restore your joy, restore your peace, restore your confidence, restore your hope. Nothing is too damaged for Him. The enemy wants you convinced it is too late to change, too late to heal, too late to recover. But God specializes in restoring broken things. He restores broken minds, broken hearts, broken families, broken futures. And some of the strongest people you admire today were once completely shattered. The difference is they eventually stopped trying to carry the battle alone. Some of you have become addicted to self-reliance. You struggle to trust God because trusting Him means releasing control. But control is exhausting you. You check your phone constantly. You overanalyze every conversation. You obsess over every detail. You live trapped in constant anticipation of disaster. That is not peace. That is survival mode. And God did not create you merely to survive. He created you to live freely. Freedom begins when trust replaces fear. Freedom begins when you finally understand that God does not need your constant worrying to manage your future. Your stress does not increase His power. Your panic does not improve His plans. The universe is not being held together by your anxiety. God is still in control, even when your mind feels chaotic. So breathe again. Slow down, stop assuming every delay means failure. Stop assuming every difficult season means abandonment. Some seasons are preparation, some seasons are pruning, some seasons are strengthening your faith. A tree grows deeper roots during storms. And maybe God is developing deeper spiritual roots inside you right now. Because shallow faith collapses under pressure, but deep faith survives storms. There will be moments where everything around you looks uncertain, moments where logic says give up, moments where fear says run away. But faith says God is still working even when I cannot see it. That kind of faith changes everything. Because once you truly trust God, fear loses its grip on your mind. You stop panicking over every unknown. You stop obsessing over outcomes. You stop carrying responsibilities that belong to God. You finally rest, not because life became perfect, but because you understand the battle is not yours alone. God is already ahead of you. He is already in tomorrow, already making ways, already opening doors, already protecting you from things you cannot see. And if God has carried you this far, He will not abandon you now. Somebody listening to this needs to hear that clearly. You are going to make it through this season. The fear will not destroy you. The depression will not destroy you. The anxiety will not destroy you. This storm is temporary. One day you will look back and realize God was sustaining you the entire time. Even during the nights you felt alone, even during the moments you wanted to quit, even during the tears nobody saw. He never left. And one day the peace you are praying for will finally make sense. One day the confusion will become clarity. One day the pain will become testimony. One day the battle that almost broke you will reveal the strength God built inside you. But for now, God is simply asking you to trust Him. Not next year, not after everything improves. Now. Trust Him while the storm still exists. Trust Him while the answers remain unclear. Trust Him while fear still whispers lies into your mind. Because faith is not trusting after seeing miracles. Faith is trusting before the miracle arrives. And maybe tonight before you sleep, you need to finally release what has been crushing your spirit. Release the fear, release the pressure, release the anxiety, release the endless overthinking. You do not have to carry this alone anymore. God is saying, "My child, put the sword down. The war is already won. Now rest in my peace."